Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Sean, the artist from SeanSean.co and the artist behind eBay. Today I'm going to talk about the top 5 things I hate about SFMoma. So the one thing I really don't like is the parking situation. Okay, just arrived in San Francisco. This is one of the garages close to SFMoma. So one of the downsides going to SFMoma is you can take the BART, which is pretty fast. Unfortunately, I missed my time window to get there, park and take the BART, so I just drove in. Sometimes it's easier, but you're gonna pay like $3 more. 6 to 7 hours, so you'd probably be out $15. So it's really very expensive to get there if you're driving, which most people in the Bay Area are gonna drive in. It's kind of elitist in the sense that it's so expensive. They do offer a discount at the front desk for some of the parking. I think that's related to the museum. I don't know how much that parking is, but I'm assuming it's more since it's very close to the museum. Number 2, no exhibit only parking. So if you go to the other museum in San Francisco, De Young Museum, they actually have exhibit only pricing, which is normally what I get because I've seen the standing exhibition that doesn't never change. You only need to see that maybe once a year, once every other year, right? All the traveling, changing exhibitions you want to see each time is, as much as possible for, the exhibits you like. But at SFMoma, it's $25 for regular admission, and then you don't get to see the exhibit, or you pay $5 more and you get the exhibit plus the regular admission. Now, who wants to see the whole regular admission every time? I mean, I almost feel obligated to walk it because I paid $25 extra for it. So this is pretty annoying. The easy fix to this is just swap the exhibition floor space in floor 4 for the floor 1 or 2, and then you can have a separate exhibition space only. People can go see it and then pop in and out of the museum. Now you do get people to walk around, so I get to see that, but again, you come into this elitist pricing, it's $30. It's like cinema's, $12. You can download a movie for $4. I mean, this really is pretty elitist pricing. The number 3 item is ugly art and conceptual art. There's a lot of conceptual art. I mean, I guess they have to cover it, but do people really collect this? This is ridiculous. I mean, I only see this in museums. I've never seen this at someone's house saying, oh, I have 4 blocks on the floor. That's what I have in my house. Like, really? You think people collect a Monet and a Picasso? Another thing they have that's also conceptual is the light bulb art, which it's only a room, but still it's just really stupid. I mean, who's going to have neon lights on in their house? That's super annoying to look at. Now, of course, in a restaurant that might look cool, but as a real art thing, I don't know. And then there's these really ugly, huge art. I mean, they're very impressive, but it's made with straw and tar, and like, who the hell wants tar and straw on your wall? I mean, it's just ugly and bad. And there's other abstract expressionists. Some are really good, but some are really bad. Gustav Philipp or something comes to mind. It's really not that good. My number 4 item, which I don't like, is donor room. So when they expanded the SFMoma, they went from, I think, 3 to 4 floors, and they added at least 3 floors on top, right? So it's really cool. They expanded, 4 to 7, right? So now it's a really complete collection. I'd say the collection is a lot better for this. However, there's some really annoying things that the donors have done. So if you don't know, all these modern museums, so the first museums that were ever done were from the King's collection, right? In France and England and Germany, all the European cultures had these King's collection at their house. And when the Kings were overthrown and turned to democracy, these King's palaces, they just became public artwork collections. The artwork was organized logically, I'd say, by period, time frame, style, etc. There are some weird things there as well, like they don't show all their collection or they don't rotate it at all, so that's another problem with the older collections. The modern art museums, they actually, each of the donors choose the rooms and they get to choose what they have in the room because it's based on their collection, right? So they're donating the artwork, so they determine where it's located. So in the case of, say, the Warhols, you have this really nice collection on, I want to say, the 4th or 5th floor. And you have all the Warhols there, but then if you go to the second floor, you're going to find another 1 or 2 Warhols there. It's like Warhol never intended for his work to be separated from other Warhols, right? So that kind of really doesn't make sense. Another issue is you see the Richters are separated as well. There's a really nice Richter room on floor 4 or 5, and then there's 2 more Richters down below in kind of the modern to the old collection, right? So it really doesn't make sense because if you miss those 2 earlier works, you'll see there's a really nice glass work that Richter did, and there was another, I think, gray painting they have as well in the earlier collection. So that's it's kind of really doesn't make any sense. And the really sad thing is you have to wait probably 100 years till all these people are dead, all their ancestors are dead, and then people are allowed to move these collections around and put them where they logically make sense. So, their ego is so big that they don't even care about the artists that they collect, right? Go figure. Another really annoying thing is a particular exhibit they had this time was they had photography, really cool photography this time. Usually I don't like the photography. I think it's kind of subpar. Just because I've gone to photo galleries and then you go to the museum and it's just horrible. It's like all these horrible like bodies or just terrible stuff, right? In this case, it was about Salvador and the Iraqi wars, which normally I'm not appealed to, but it's kind of like historical paint. Photography, very important to document this for these people with atrocities. So they had some really good stories there. You weren't allowed to film, so it's kind of like really strange because in those regimes where these wars took place, there was sometimes a lot of cover-ups, especially in Iraq when they had the Kurdish massacre. They were really covering this up. In China, they're covering up the Uyghur massacres and they're imprisoning all these people. And then we're not allowed to photograph this on top of it. So it's kind of like you make the viewers part of the regime that's covering up the atrocity, right? In a way. So because we're not allowed to share it on social media, which would really impact those people and have that not happen in the future if it's more known outside of just the elite museum viewing public. Well, that's my 2 cents. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys.